many of my fellow educators across the country. I've heard stories of heartbreak and heroism. I've seen how ready we are for change, for Joe's strong leadership, but most of all, from the Everglades of Florida to the churches of South Carolina, from the wetlands of New Hampshire to the shores of California, I've seen the heart of this nation. And though it's been tested and tried by division, it still beats with generosity, kindness, and courage. That's the nation we're fighting for. So thank you, America, for an amazing year. Thank you for welcoming me into your community centers and churches and classrooms. Thank you for trusting us with your stories. South Carolina gave us wings. Super Tuesday lifted us up, but you make us fly. And together, we're just getting started. This moment reminds us that the presidency is about true leadership, having the forethought to prepare for the worst, the backbone to lead through chaos, the character to move beyond politics and serve every American, no matter where they live or what they believe. Only one candidate in this election has all three. My husband, our next president of the United States, Joe Biden. Joe?
Thank you, babe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for turning to look at us and tuning in this evening for our Soul of the Nation Saturday. I hope you and all your families are safe and healthy tonight, but I know that so many Americans are not. And my prayers are with those who are sick and suffering and struggling just to get by because of this pandemic. You know, 1 year ago, Jill and I launched this campaign with a simple message. We were in the battle for the soul of this nation. Donald Trump is a threat to our most cherished American values, our most basic democratic beliefs, and to the very character of this country. If we give him 4 more years in the White House, he will forever and fundamentally alter the fabric of this nation. And while the world today is different in many ways, the truth hasn't changed. In fact, this crisis has shown it to be more true and shown us that this fight is more important than ever. You know, rather than leading this country with urgency and taking responsibility for our response to COVID-19, we're seeing more of the same from Donald Trump. Deflections, distractions, delays, and a dangerous refusal to listen to the scientists and heed the advice of the experts. And in the next week, in which the confirmed death toll for Americans has surpassed, and it'll be larger than this, but last week it surpassed 50,000. 50,000. More than 26 million Americans have filed for unemployment since the crisis started. And we've yet to hear the president say anything resembling a true expression of empathy for the pain, the suffering that so many of you across this nation are experiencing. Every single one of those lives is an American story cut short. They deserve to be remembered. They deserve to be honored. And their families deserve our support. You know, I believe it's the job of the president to provide leadership and reassurance when the nation is hurting. But during this crisis, we've also seen something else. We've seen that soul of America that I've been talking about begin to shine through. We've seen doctors and nurses, EMTs, other healthcare providers selflessly put themselves on the line to fight this virus and protect our communities. We've seen our grocery store workers and our delivery drivers and our public transit workers, too often our lowest paid workers, proudly carry this country on their backs as we adjust to the requirements of social distancing. We've seen Americans step up for one another in many meaningful ways, picking up groceries for their vulnerable neighbors, reaching out with video calls to check on a friend who might be having a hard time. All across the country, we've seen the outpouring of gratitude for our care providers as communities come together to clap and celebrate their work. You know, that's who we are. That's who we are as Americans. We're big-hearted. We're selfless. ready to rise to any challenge, capable of overcoming any threat. There's no quit in America. We're ready to prove to anyone who dares doubt it, we're still the nation. We're still the nation envisioned by Washington. We're still the nation bound together by Lincoln. We're still the nation lifted up by Roosevelt. And we're still the nation inspired by Kennedy. And we're still the nation Barack Obama proved bent towards justice. We are one America. And if we can come together in this crisis, I know we can unite and do so much more. Because after this, we're going to have a great deal of very hard work to do, harder than ever. Not just to rebuild our country, but to transform it, to make the investments we've needed to make for so long in our workers, to create a more just and inclusive economy where everyone has an opportunity to build a better life for their families, to make sure everyone in this country earns a living wage and is treated with dignity and respect. That's why we wanted to celebrate our one-year anniversary by turning our campaign to a day of community service, a day to show our appreciation for our heroes, to show the country what this movement is all about. Maybe you hung out a sign in your window thanking our healthcare workers. Maybe you reached out to a neighbor you might otherwise have not spoken to, but thank them and tell them that, see if they need just a call. Find out what they're doing and how they're doing. Maybe you wrote a letter or posted a video on social media to thank our frontline workers who are keeping us safe. Today's about showing the heart and soul of this country and the values that are powering us every day. Unity, compassion, empathy, and respect for the dignity of every single person. You know, this has been an unbelievable year in so many ways. We've faced adversity, we've overcome challenges, we've enjoyed hard-earned, gratifying moments, and we've come together, united and strong. I want to thank all of you who've been with me from the very beginning, who believed in this campaign, and so many of you put your sweat and tears into getting us through the hardest parts, the longest days. And it's made all the difference. But I also want to send a thanks to all of you who may have supported a different candidate in the primary. I wanted to thank you for your passion, for joining our energies with us, creating more energy in our campaign. We not only welcome you, we need you. And I'm so honored, so genuinely moved by the faith that you have placed in me. Because even though we're separated from one another physically, and enduring difficult times, we're growing stronger every single day. We've always known at the end of the primaries, this would be one team, one fight. And looking at our incredible team and all the incredible talent we've got working together, I know we can and will defeat Donald Trump and reclaim the soul of America for a long time. So thank you all for taking your part, fulfilling a part, being part of the Soul of the Nation Saturday. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and thank all the folks you heard from earlier in the beginning of this event. I hope it's helped all of us hold on to the knowledge that even though we're far apart, we're all in this together, and you are not alone. You are part of something bigger than any one of us. You belong to a community and a country that cannot be broken. Not by this pandemic, not by anything, not as long as we stand united. Americans are tough, we're resilient, we're resourceful. So we may very well now be down, but we're not out. We're going to get through this. And we can come out the other side stronger than before, because there's nothing that we cannot accomplish if we work together. And come this November, we're going to prove it. So thank you all for being part of this movement, and God bless you. My heart goes out to all of you who've suffered a loss. God bless you all. Thank you.